Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing a pick a card reading with the intention of receiving guidance, inspiration and wisdom from your own higher self energy, the part of you that is most evolved. So if you want to get the goodies from that aspect of yourself, just keep watching. What I'm going to do is just begin to shuffle the cards, and as I'm doing that, just get yourself into a state of relaxation almost. So some deep breaths, relax the shoulders, relax the facial muscles, and just set that intention to be in that open and receptive mode. And what I'm going to do is just call upon Source, Spirit, Higher Guidance to reveal 3 cards that hold messages for the people watching. Okay, I'm going to put them out. I'm actually drawn to the one under here as well, so I'll put that there. All right, so 3 cards. I'm going to zoom in on that. And all you need to do is just in that relaxed state, choose the card that's standing out most to you. I want to kind of put a little bit of disclaimer on an oracle card reading. Whatever comes through here is just information. It turns into true understanding through experience. So experience is that bridge that turns some intellectual sort of information that you've been offered into understanding that can begin to make true changes in your life in a quantifiable way. So use the action steps given in the reading. Usually Spirit comes through with a very clear action step to put into practice, and then use that over the coming weeks to find out for yourself whether or not this is for you. So in saying that, I'm going to start here with the card to my right, and that is nature. All right, so beautiful card with the gold foil. It's kind of reflecting back. Right there straight away, I am most drawn to the pine cone right in the middle, and also to the 3 eyes that are on the pine cone. And this is a sort of symbolism for your pineal gland. Your pineal gland kind of looks like a tiny pine cone in the center of your brain, and releases all sorts of chemicals that, it's complex. I'm not an expert on the pineal gland, but it is the kind of physical counterpart to the 3rd eye chakra. So this is saying, and I believe this is linked to the Lionsgate portal, there's been a whole lot of highly charged particles coming into the earth plane. Everyone's talking about spiritual acceleration, upgrades, things like that. There is energy coming in from the portal that is activating that pineal gland, activating the 3rd eye chakra. Now, when we talk about chakras, the higher 3 chakras, like your crown, your 3rd eye, and your throat, they are linked to those higher dimensional concepts, if you will. And then you have the heart, and then you have the lower 3 chakras, which are your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root, and they are more tied to this physical world and what you encounter here. And the heart is the bridge between those 2. So what the message is coming through is, just because there's a whole lot of spiritual energy moving in and through and activating your pineal gland, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to put it into concrete use in your day-to-day life, unless it's able to move down through the bridge. And the message that's coming through, the action step that's coming through, is for you to ground in nature. Now, grounding, earthing, whatever you want to call it, is so vitally important to the human biological being that we are. The Earth's magnetic field is full of electrons, and when we walk barefoot, skin to earth contact, there's all sorts of amazing things that happen for your nervous system, for just the functioning of your organs and the processes and the chemical reactions that happen. It's a serious upgrade to your system when you are walking or just sitting skin to earth contact. I would say for a minimum 20 minutes a day. When you go for a beach walk or something like that, the water is a great conduit for electricity, so it can amplify it. So that's another good way to kind of really step up your game in earthing and grounding. But yeah, you're just being called to nature in order to begin to make real sense of what is coming in from the energies that surround you. And this is not just the Lionsgate, but I do have to mention it because it's quite active within our atmosphere at the moment. So just be aware of that. There are messages, there are insights, there are wisdom that is available for you. This idea is coming up that you probably question yourself a lot. Like, is that me making that up, or is that guidance from spirit? We don't actually know the difference. We don't know, and I've said this a million times, how far down in the depths of our psyche that thought comes from, that interests come from, that everything that we are and what we think comes from. So to say it's yourself is a little bit egoic. Like, everything that we are is because of everything that's come before us. Just know that what you think you're thinking and the guidance from your higher self, from that evolved part of yourself, will become much more clearer when you connect more with nature and you begin to ground. So just do that for the coming weeks. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, otherwise I'm going to add useless information. So get out, earth, ground. Mother Nature has your back, and she will help you integrate that wisdom. All right, so the second card I'm going to go for is the middle card. So we've actually got Death, and that kind of seems like a really intense message. No, this is not a premonition that you or someone you love is going to pass away. I'm not interested in that type of oracle card reading. What this card signals is a dying away of something old and unnecessary in your life. So if there has been things currently in the recent past or even in the near future that leave your life, allow them to go. So that could be kind of friendships that you might be clinging on to for dear life. If they need to go, they need to go. It could be clinging on to belief about what you're capable of, and that's in its death throes. There's so many aspects of this. It's so hard for me to go into detail about what necessarily is that needs to die. But like I said, it's not something like action. My phone's ringing. How rude. I'm actually right now in the middle of recording a reading for YouTube, and the card that was just pulled was, what do you need to let go? What do you need to let die? And then you started calling. I need to record this live for the video and put it on.
Yeah,
it's like
here you go. Quick,
the universe coming through.
That is a classic, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you do need. But I've got a very strong feeling that you know that you're not in your birthright right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some really good things are happening, but maybe it's just overwhelmed. Maybe it's just like, well, I don't actually know how to do that now. I don't know how to get that next stage. I know how to get the followings. I know how to grow. I know how to do this. But I really want this successful.
Yeah, I have a feeling that like I'm being given an opportunity, but I just don't really know how to make the most of it. Okay, so yes, I just took like a 15-minute phone call in the middle of this reading, but if that's not synchronicity about what needs to be let go of in your life, self-worth, self-doubt, limiting beliefs about what you're capable of, what you're destined for, I don't know what is. So the action step going forward then over the coming weeks, I would be, based on that phone call, it would be to connect yourself with a tribe of people that are thinking, speaking, and acting and living in alignment with what you want to create in your life. So whether that's getting in contact with a Facebook group and like a real community that you can go on and ask questions and say, look, this is what I'm working on. Have you had any experience with this? How do I do this? Those really supportive Facebook communities that do that. Or whether it's reaching out to working more one-on-one or small group with a mentor that's perhaps in a field that you want to work in, or even in an opposite field where you're already in the health field and you're working in that area. Maybe you don't need someone in the health field that thinks, speaks, and acts and does everything in a way that you already do. Maybe you need to get outside of your comfort zone, think differently, and get information from somebody who's in a field that's opposite to yours and put in those approaches and see how that whole pedagogy works in your area and see if it can influence you. So yeah, anyway, that's really exciting. I honestly, when the phone rang, I'm like, I'm going to have to restart this reading, but I don't think that that's necessary at all. I think the message came through pretty clearly. So I'm going to leave that there. And then the last card we're going to move on to is, the Weaver. which is actually probably one of the most high vibrational cards. I don't know why that's not focusing, it's like down there. This is one of the most high vibrational cards in the deck. It's a card that says that we are the creator. We are the weaver of the fabric of the existence of our life. So every experience, every belief, every circumstance, every person can be thought of as fabric or threads in the existence of your life. And we literally have thousands and thousands of these threads, millions even, in our lifetime. And when they are combined, they weave the fabric that is our life. So what your higher self is saying through this card is to be careful about the types of thread that you are choosing. You know, for example, if you wanted to create a beautiful cashmere silk scarf, you would have to be really careful about the quality of the threads that you are weaving into this scarf to make it something of value, something of worth. So be really careful over the coming weeks about the thoughts or the actions that you're taking, or the conversations that you're having with people, the food that you're eating. What are you weaving into the fabric of your life? Now, don't think about this on a large timeline scale. Think about this on a day-to-day present reality, because weaving the future isn't about thinking long-term. The present informs the future. The future, in fact, is only an infinite number of probability distributions based on what you're doing here in the moment. So over the next few weeks, shorten your time frame and just focus on today, even hour by hour. What are you weaving into the fabric? And also another side message that's coming in through here is not necessarily what your thoughts and actions are so extremely, thoughts are so extremely powerful, right? So are feelings. It's like the electromagnetic energy of your being. But what this card is saying, don't worry too much about what you're thinking and feeling. Focus more on the things that you are saying and the things that you are doing as something more concrete in order to inform your future and weave that beautiful, weave the threads of fate, essentially. So just shorten your time frame over the few weeks and just take care of the present moment. And that takes, first of all, awareness. Awareness is the cornerstone, the foundation, the pillar of any kind of spiritual practice, any ability to create. If you're not aware in the present moment, you can't do shit, because you're on autopilot and the old patterns are just on cycle. So really just shorten your time frame. Think day to day, what beautiful high quality silk, cashmere threads can I weave into my day? How am I looking after my body? Am I going to exercise or go for a walk? Am I going to do some earthing and some grounding? Am I going to meditate? What kind of foods am I going to eat? Am I going to gossip and complain or whinge? Or am I going to have high quality conversations that add value to my life and my work and influence me in a positive way? What types of social media am I taking in, or TV or content? I'm not saying don't go on social media. I'm saying be careful about the content. Maybe go through and delete some shit that you don't need, getting rid of that scrabbly old bits of cotton that you don't need, so you can weave ultimately the highest quality stuff into your day. So just day by day. Don't worry about the future. This is weaving in the present moment. So I really hope that makes sense. That's a really high energy message, a high energy card, what your higher self wants you to know. So in saying all that, we've come to the end of our reading. The code Instagram is currently available up until the end of August, and it's valid for all my readings. So my Zoom readings, for my video recorded readings, which is like this, but a question that you ask me, and my MP3 readings as well, which are a little bit cheaper if you want some more quick guidance and you're not ready to invest in the Zoom one-on-one readings. So Instagram, all in capitals. I'll put it here. It's valid until the end of August. Use it. If you've been wanting to get a one-on-one reading with me, this is your sign from the universe. And I'll leave the link down in the description box to connect with me. Also go follow me on Instagram, because I put a lot of content there that I don't show here. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.